Chosen One Collective, June 18th. What you are going through right now is not the end. Feels like it might be. That is the specific quality of the hardest seasons. They convince you, from the inside, that this is permanent, that the pain is the final condition, that the thing you are losing is the last version of what was good in your life, that the door that closed is the last door that was going to open. The feeling of finality that comes with deep loss or long difficulty is real. It is one of the most convincing illusions a human being encounters. And it is an illusion. What you are going through is a chapter, not the whole book. Not even the defining chapter, though it may feel that way now. It is a passage, a necessary one, a formative one you will look back on with a different understanding than the one you are carrying right now, but a passage nonetheless. Passages have endings. They move you from one place to another, and where they move you is always further along than where you were when you entered them. The chosen one is rarely allowed to bypass the difficult seasons. This is not cruelty. It is architecture. The depth of what they are being built to carry requires an equal depth of formation, and formation at depth does not happen in easy seasons. It happens in the ones where every comfortable certainty is stripped away and what remains has to be found in a different layer. A deeper layer, a more durable layer, the layer that does not depend on external conditions to hold its shape. That is what you are finding right now, whether or not it feels like finding anything. You are being introduced to the part of yourself that does not break. Think about what you have already been through before this. Think about the seasons that felt at the time like they might be permanent, the ones you were certain you were not going to survive intact. Count them. Notice that you survived every single one. Notice that what you carried out of those seasons was not just survival but something gained, clarity you did not have before, capacity you did not know you possessed, a deep knowing about yourself that could only have been formed by going through what you went through. The season you are in now is doing the same thing. You cannot see it yet because you are inside it. But the formation is happening. The gaining is happening. Even in the losing, something is being added. This is the paradox at the center of the chosen one's journey. The hardest passages are often the most generative ones. Not in spite of the difficulty, but because of it. The loss creates the space. The breakdown reveals what was ready to be released. The failure exposes the direction that was actually aligned versus the one you were pursuing out of habit or fear or the desire to prove something. The painful things are, in the economy of the universe, frequently the most useful things. Not because suffering is the goal, but because depth is the goal, and depth in a human life does not come without cost. You are not at the end. You are in the middle, and the middle of a story like yours, a story with the weight and the purpose and the calling yours carries, does not look like a clean passage. It looks like this. It is allowed to be hard. It is allowed to feel like too much. It is allowed to bring you to the edge of what you thought you could hold. That edge is not the end. That edge is the place where what you were was expanded into what you are becoming. What is ahead of you on the other side of this passage is real. It is not a consolation prize. It is not a smaller version of what you hoped for, offered as compensation for what you have lost. It is the real thing, the version of your life that was being prepared through everything you have walked through, including this. You cannot see it from here. You will see it from where this passage leads. And when you do, what you are going through now will make a different kind of sense. Something else is true about the hardest passages. They clarify. When comfort is stripped away, what remains is what is actually real. The preferences that were habits rather than values. The relationships that depended on conditions rather than genuine connection. The goals that were borrowed from other people's definitions of success rather than arising from your own authentic knowing. Difficulty burns through the inauthentic. What survives that burning is the truest version of what you are and what you want. The passage you are in is doing this kind of clarifying work. It is expensive clarity. but it is genuine. And what you know about yourself and your life on the other side of this will be the most reliable knowing you have ever had, because it was forged rather than imagined. This is worth something. It is worth more than it costs, though it does not feel that way from inside it. The person who emerges from this passage will have a different relationship to themselves, a more accurate one, a more grounded one, a more durable one. They will know what they are made of in a way that cannot be argued away. They will have evidence, internal and irrefutable, that they can walk through hard things and come out on the other side. That evidence becomes the foundation for the next chapter. And the next chapter is where you are going. Close your eyes for a moment and receive these words. Whisper, "This is not the end. This is a passage. I will not be here forever. What I am going through is forming me for what comes next, and what comes next is real. I am a chosen one, and I will walk through this into what is waiting on the other side." You are in the middle of something, not the end of it. The other side of this passage is where you are going. Keep moving. It is closer than you know. This is Chosen One Collective. We will see you tomorrow.